At a very young age of 18, I got a job with Thompson Holidays. I went away as a rep when I was 18. I took my acoustic guitar with me, and it was the best thing I ever did.
You're very welcome back to Moho session number 5. 5? Jeez. And today we have none other than Chloe Chadwick.
Yeah.
Welcome to the motorhome. What do you think of our little abode?
Feels like home.
It does. You know, it's actually starting to feel like home now because we're getting into it.
It's lovely and comfy, and it's November, and it's nice and snug, and that's all you want.
I know, and there's teddies and everything, look.
Yeah, yeah,
With cowboy hands.
yeah. That's country music. Get in. It's Hatsy. Oh no, that's another one. Christ.
That's, I can't remember, I never remember this one's name.
Wolfie.
Well, see, I always forget that, but that's,
Oh, he's cute. Look,
that's
at it.
Dolly. Dolly's cuter.
Oh, Dolly.
And Dolly has a Robin Red hat.
Oh yeah, rocking that red hat.
We could just sit with them and they could just
Yeah,
talk
sing
to
along,
each
can't we?
other.
You can sing along,
There we
have a
go.
little teddy bear's picnic in November.
That together at
Keep
the
you
moho.
warm. cuddle
Chloe
me.
Chadwick, teddies and the moho. What more do you want?
Exactly.
So for people who don't know, and I'm not very familiar with this, so this is very good for me.
Yes.
Tell, why are you shaking your head? Sorry, I'm just talking to DC cameraman that doesn't come.
Because it's a female, you should know who the female is.
Do you know, like, I love, when I'm talking to artists, I just love asking them, because I don't know anything. So sometimes knowing things is good, but sometimes not knowing things is good, because I might ask a question that nobody else will ask. And then I'll
Yes.
find out some interesting information. Anyway, you've put me off my
Rhythm.
my rhythm. I was
Rhythm.
asking a question there, and yeah, for people that don't know you very well,
Yeah.
a bit of housekeeping. Tell us who you are, what you do, and how you came to be you and your style. And
Yeah. Yeah. How long have you got?
We have about half an hour.
Well, I'm Chloe Chadwick. It's great to be here. I'm a singer and a songwriter of country, Americana, folk, pop, rock, all my favourite
Just
genres.
all the genres,
rolled
really.
into one.
Yeah. Multi-genre.
I obviously don't want to bore everybody, but I started my career at a very young age of 18. I got a job with Thompson Holidays. I went away as a rep when I was 18. I took my acoustic guitar with me, and it was the best thing I ever did, because I played at the end of our training of 3 weeks in Palmer in a big hotel. There was 400 of us, and I was the only one with a guitar, so obviously it was, oh, let's get Chloe to sing at the end. And I never performed in front of people before. I was just turned 18, and I performed in front of everyone. I did Green Day, Time of Your Life.
Wow.
And everyone was like, the whole front row was crying. I was like, oh God, I didn't really want this to happen, because we all then had to go to our destination. So all of our friends that we'd made, we knew that we weren't going to really see each other again apart from social media and stuff. So taking the guitar with me and starting to perform in front of people at 18 was the best thing that I ever did, and I knew that was something that I wanted to do for the rest of my days. So that's kind of how I started to play in front of people. And I played in hotels all across the Balearics and the ski Alps, did all that with Thompson's and eventually on my own. And then I came back in my mid-20s because I wanted to pursue, a solo career writing music. That then led me up to the Northeast, and I lived in the Northeast for 10 years, up until about 4 years ago. But that's where I found my love for country music in the Northeast, funnily enough. You've got to find it somewhere, haven't you? I went
Why
up to
not
the
the Northeast?
I went up to the Northeast and took a Johnny Cash CD and found the Dixie Chicks and Luke Bryan and all those wonderful
Go
artists.
to America to find out.
No, you don't. And I think more than anything, it was a challenge up there because not many people were into it, and it was just something a bit different, and I wanted to challenge myself and my songwriting, and the rest is kind of history in terms of starting to then break through in the country scene, which I did in 2015 with an EP, self-titled EP that I did in the Northeast, and that took me all over the country doing supports and festivals and shows and things. And I met lots of people, great people, and had some great opportunities at festivals. And then I took a little bit of a break, which then led to COVID, so a little bit of a break. Then turned into like 4 or 5 years, which was really tough. But then that break around COVID time gave me that opportunity to relocate back to my home stomping ground of Stoke, of which someone's got to live there.
That's a good PR move.
Yes, yeah.
Stop.
Oh, I'll say that
You're really
tonight.
good
You
for
just
the
wait.
PR, aren't you? I like the PR.
I'll say that tonight. So like, and then having to take a break. All of us creative people got creative around that time in lockdown, and that's when I started rewriting again and writing from the break that I'd been through a few hardships and a few challenges in life, as we all do, and wrote about them, and that's kind of where I'm at now. I've got a new EP out called Say My Brand New Me that came out in August, and I released 3 singles this summer, and then I'm about to release another single in 2 weeks. So yeah, things are looking up and things are looking busy, which is good.
Now for lots of questions.
Now breathe.
So do you think, this is me, do you think that COVID kind of reignited your love of creating and your love of songwriting, or do you think, like, is that something that,
Definitely.
because I know like songwriting is like a process and it's very different for everyone,
Yeah.
and your own style, and obviously when you're in, like, I always like admire artists for being in this business in the first place, because it's really hard. Like, there's no two ways.
No.
As you know yourself,
Yeah.
it's a tough business because you've got critics and you've got what the radio wants to hear and you've got what Spotify wants you to say,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, where the feck am I in this?
Mhm.
But then that all stopped, that all kind of shut down,
Yeah.
and you had a break,
Yeah.
and it was like, do you know, that all wasn't there.
Yeah.
So then that for me might have enabled creativity for yourself.
Massively. Definitely, and it kind of took the pressure off for a while, and I think that's what I needed. I'd been gigging for so long, even from the northeast before then, gigging every week wherever I could, in pubs, in back alley places, in festivals, and wherever I could. But I think as an original artist, and especially as an independent artist, it is hard, because you've only got yourself to rely on, and you've got all these questions that you can only answer yourself, and you're not always going to get everything right. You get a lot of things wrong, and I think I was at that point in my life, although I was also going through a few difficult times in personal life, but I felt like that break for me I really needed at that time, and it gave me an opportunity to recharge the batteries. It gave me an opportunity to find someone, fall in love and get married, which is exactly what I did.
Woo!
Yeah.
During COVID, when you weren't allowed to be
Yeah,
anywhere near
no, well,
anybody.
Oh, damn it! I've shot myself in the foot. No, this was kind of before.
That's all right then.
And then we got married after. Yeah. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. I think it gave us all an opportunity to just breathe a little bit, and recharge the batteries and get creative again without having that pressure. Because let's face it, social media is a pressure cooker these days. It's hard to, be trying to create content all the time, to try and manage yourself, to try and get gigs, to try and promote yourself. And if you're independent, you've got to do all this on your own. Like, you've not, apart from like amazing people like yourselves that are also trying to help promote independent artists and radio stations and stuff, without you guys, it's twice as hard. It really is. And don't get me wrong, I've questioned giving up many a times, but I'm still here. I'm 39, I'm still going, so I can't give up yet.
See, I was interviewing an artist who started when there wasn't internet and no Spotify, no Facebook,
Yeah.
none of that. So it was all about the music, and it was all about, like, they had to go out and gig,
Yeah.
to meet people, to turn them into fans, to turn them into super fans, to turn them into followers,
Yeah.
to turn them into buying music. And she was like, it was the best time. She said, I just don't get this Facebook and Instagram. She said, I don't have time.
Yeah.
Because I just want to go out, and I just want to sing,
Yeah.
and I just want to make music.
Yeah.
And she said she actually feels for independent artists nowadays, because she's like, you create and you make the music, and then you want to perform it, and that's what you want to do. And all this kind of social media, like, it's a whole kind of like, and even a song, like, you release a song and it's got like a 1 day lifespan.
Yeah.
That Friday, and then it's like, what are you doing next?
Yeah. And you even get criticised now for actually saying that you've got a song coming out. And like, I mean, don't get me wrong, we have to educate ourselves all the time on, what's currently trending and whatever. And I try and do it all the time. And I try and educate myself with all these companies from all over the world that think that they know how the artist should be moving forwards and gaining a fan base. And I've been there, and I've paid money, and I've done things for free. And you know what? In my eyes, that's not changed. The best way you can get a fan base is doing exactly this: gigging, getting yourself out there, playing wherever you can, supporting whoever you can, and for me, that's still the best way of doing it, because you're getting in front of fans. I've paid for ads, I've paid to boost, I've tried everything, and you don't get any enjoyment from gaining a fan from Brazil that's never going to see you play, and sometimes I think you've just got to try and ignore some of all this advice and we know best of what's going on, and still live in the real world of people still love to go and see shows, people still love to go and see new artists, and I think that is the first and foremost only way of trying to move forward as an independent artist, is to keep trying to get out there and gig and play in front of people, real people.
What do you as a songwriter and a creative, because I know I'm doing a songwriting academy at the minute and we were talking about this, the introduction of AI and ChatGPT for songwriting, and for like lyrics, how do you see that as a creative? Do you think that's a useful tool, or do you see that as how will the emotion come out of that?
It's a good question. I mean, I've obviously I know that all this has come about, and I've not really delved into it very much or looked at it. I think words, stories, especially with country music, which is what country music is all about, you're never going to get that from a robot. You're only going to get that from real life experiences that come from your heart and your life and your experience. You can't really get that. Yeah, don't get me wrong, you can probably get, I hate to say it, but Radio 1 chart music, you can probably get it
From ChatGPT.
They should just duplicate Ed Sheeran.
Great PR for Stoke and for BBC Radio.
But yeah, country music is a way of life. It's a culture. Country music is so popular for a reason, and that's because it's about real life, everyday experiences of whatever anyone's going through that everybody can relate to. And I think that's what's special about country music. And in my eyes, I don't think you can create that from AI. I don't know. That's my opinion.
I don't have to ask your definition of country music, because you've just...
Oh, well, there you go.
You've just answered it. So your style of country, is how do you see your style of country? Because I think I was reading in the press release of your new single that you're kind of changing the meaning of cowboys and Indians, and is that...
Cowboys and Indians is a fun element, really. I think people were probably expecting it to be, I don't know, metaphorical or political, and I've decided not to go down that route, because for one, I'm not from the Wild West. I'm not from that country. I haven't really got a say in kind of what went on there. I know Hollywood made it very much a rivalry, and I know from reading up about it that there wasn't really much rivalry at all. The cowboys looked after the land, and apparently they got on. And when you dressed up as cowboys and Indians as kids in the back garden at a party, which I did every week, I could have chosen the Barbie outfit, but I bloody didn't.
That's so cool.
I wanted to be a cowboy or an Indian.
That's so cool.
But I wanted to write a light-hearted take on that, really, of how I remembered it as a kid. And anyone can take anything from that, really, I suppose. And for me, it was the best way to do that without causing criticism on, well, you don't know anything about, that side of it. So,
and segue, look at this. As if by magic. Yay! This means, will you please do this?
Yeah. What would you like? Can you want an old one, fast one, slow one?
Exclusive.
Go with what you're feeling.
Go with what I'm feeling?
Yep.
Very well tuned by yourself, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, not so much.
I might as well do the new single, eh?
Woo!
Don't tell anyone I'm doing this before tonight. This is the first time.
Oh, exclusive!
Yeah, there you go, exclusive. Oh, God.
Everyone seems to do that.
We love more exclusives.
This is Shoot to Run. Grab a horse, saddle up and take a ride with me to the western world where the daring rebels meet, claiming rights to barren lands and southern plains, shooting arrows and guns to the heart of the enemy. Tell me, can you see them? See the drums beat
a whole country and western film in the head, and I was the lead, and my cowboy saved my life and took me off into the sunset. That was really cool.
That pick's good, by the way.
Thank you. I think it's a s01e05 one as far as I'm aware.
Dunlop.
It's done.
Good make.
Somebody gave me that. Somebody gave me it. Somebody gave me it.
So yeah, that's a new single out 1st of December.
It's really cool. I love music. I love music because it makes me feel something. It makes me dance. It makes me sing. But that took me on a very visual.
Good. That's
I
the
had
intention.
Cowboys, and I was on.
Good. Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, that was really cool. So we'll go to the fun questions.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with. I know I normally start with love and money, but because we just started with cowboys and Indians, I'm going to go with cowboys or Indians.
Damn it.
Just because you're going to love for cowboys, so I'm just going to. This is why I've got a reputation. About
Indians.
Oh.
Because they ride palominos and they are the most beautiful horses I've ever seen in my life.
Have you ridden a horse?
Yeah, I used to ride when I was younger, yeah. My mum shoved me on the top of a donkey when I was about 3.
I'm getting cowboy vibes. Total cow. You're a total cowboy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You're
should
a
be a
cowboy.
cowgirl,
I
but
know you should
I'm
be,
like a
but you're
tomboy
like-
cowgirl.
Yes.
So
if
cowboy.
Yeah.
Really suits me. But
Really
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Love or money?
Love.
Books or movies?
Since I've got older, books. Get a
Cowboy
bit more
books?
sophisticated now.
Country and western?
Books. No, not necessarily, although good idea. Johnny Cash. I've read Dolly Parton's autobiography. Stevie Nicks. I'm a big fan of reading about, the has-been famous people and their lives, and, if they are just as crazy as what people say they are, and they are. If not worse. Stevie Nicks was.
This is where we're getting into the cruel questions part. DC Brown or Will Hope?
DC Brown.
Hey! And then we go with Kezia Gill or Emilia Quinn.
Oh, I
know,
I've
see,
got to
that's-
say Emilia, because she's having me supporting her tonight, and I appreciate that.
Singing over guitar?
Huh?
Singing over guitar?
Oh God, I forgot that. See, I'm just.
That is a hard
yeah,
question.
singing, yeah.
Yep, singing.
Because when I first ever, I obviously, to earn money on the side, I do a lot of cover gigs, and I have done all my life. But I've always had a guitar strapped to me all my life. And then when you take that instrument away, which is what happened in my mid-20s when I decided to just not play the guitar and sing in front of band, I might as well have been naked up there, literally, because it's like your protector to a degree. So when you take that away, you're like, oh my God, I need to do something with my hands now. Like, what am I going to do? And before you know it, you look a bit out of place if you're not used to that. I'm all right once I've had a drink down me.
See, that's a good answer.
But yeah, it's a good question. Always, generally, I would probably say vocal, really. But I feel lost sometimes without playing my guitar because it's all I've known. And that's sometimes tough to crack. I know Kezia does it a lot, and it is. I do it a little bit here and there. I should probably do it a little bit more, but yeah, because it's, you're used to just having that instrument, and then it's not there, and you feel naked.
Songwriting or performing? I know. They're hard ones, aren't they?
Yeah, these are good though. I like them. I'm coming back.
Hey!
Season 2.
Probably performing, because it's what I've always done, and I think, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my songwriting, but performing is something that I've always done, and I think without that I get so much of a buzz and enjoyment from performing. I think without that there would be no songwriting.
Sounds like you've had a width of a lot of experience.
I'm 39. I suppose I have been about a bit, but
Did not put you there.
thank you. I'm coming to get season 3. Yeah.
Season 2.
Yeah,
No, I
season
would
2
not.
and 3.
I would not put you there. I would have not.
Thank you.
It's really like.
It's probably the Armani makeup I've still got from your wedding last year.
Maybe it should feel young at heart, because cowboys are supposed to feel young at heart.
Yeah, maybe. I
It's
try and
part of
keep active and stuff, you know, as much
Cowboy
as I can.
traits that you
Yeah.
feel young at heart.
Yes, I agree.
So, where can people find you, yourself, and you?
Like anyone else, really, all over social media. Yeah. And the one place that's got everything with it is chloechadwick.com, which is nice and easy. But yeah, I've obviously got Instagram, Facebook, which is Chloe Chadwick Music. But you can find that on chloechadwick.com.
I'd love to say you're chatting to you for ages, but we have to kind of go. Cause
I know. On in
You've-
like 25 minutes. I've got to tune my guitar.
We'll get Linda to do it, we'll be fine.
We got a song though, which was great.
I look, that was really cool. Good luck with that single. 'cause it's
Thank
a really
you.
cool
I'm
song,
finishing
really.
it tonight, so I'm hoping you're going to sing the words after that one.
No, I'll be back in my. When you're singing that song tonight, I'll be back in my western.
Oh,
Western
there you go
movie.
then.
As
There you
the
go,
leading
yeah.
lady being swept off my feet by this
Yeah.
gorgeous stallion who just sweeps me off. That's where I was going. Like I had horses going like when you were saying to Mexico from I was like,
Yeah.
and then the
They were great, the black and white westerns though, weren't they? I always remember as a kid coming home from like sports on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever, and they were always on an afternoon whilst, you know, your bath was being ran or whatever. I used to be engulfed in it all. But I was in all those films, Oliver Twist and Annie and like The King and I. Like my mum would go, Chloe, you know, I would just be like this, like staring at the telly. Because I was just engulfed with it, and it was the same with the western. It was, you know,
I think that's why I love songwriting so much because like that song took me somewhere like
Yeah.
naturally. The visuals like your songwriting took me somewhere, and I
Yeah.
love songs like that.
yeah.
There's
I
other
appreciate
songs that'll make you feel something, but that like because Chloe Jones, New Mexico, that always like it's like escapism and I'm
Yeah.
just like relaxing.
Yeah.
But that took me a month. I want to make a wee country western movie. It's got-
Oh,
It's
they-
all in my head.
next
I'm
one.
like, I need to write this down. I need to write this down. But yeah, so yeah, I would sit. Can we just sit here all night? And you don't have to go. You know? We'll just sit here and chat.
I'll get a
Thank
call
you
from Emilia in a minute.
You're in that bloody motorhome.
Yeah.
Stealing
Thank
all
you
my
so
eyes.
much. It's
No,
been
thank
such
you.
a
I
pleasure
appreciate
to
it.
speak
Thanks for having me on. I
to you
really
so
do
much.
appreciate it.
Moho session.